So we recognize that life is all about relationships, our relationship to everything, our relationships to everything. Relationship, most importantly, to ourselves, then to our family, our community, our world. And our relationship is based on our own personal perspective, perception of this thing we call reality. Hello, welcome. Hello, happy Saturday morning. Our relationship to money, our relationship to health, our relationship, our views on success, prosperity, happiness, joy, peace, all of those things. Let's talk about relationship. What does that look like to you? Whether it's a friendship, whether it's a romantic partnership, marriage. Not everybody don't want to be married. And then those that want to be married, some people want, several husbands or several wives. You have to decide what that looks like to you. What makes you feel good, what makes you feel wanted and supported. And that's all going to come from within. It's going to come from how you view yourself. So the law of life is the law of belief, the law of being. It's about being more and doing less. Being more aware, being more focused, being more present, being more responsible, being more accountable. Hello, welcome. Can you be more accountable for your life? Can you choose to stop pointing the fingers and saying what the world is doing to you and start to see how you can make the world bend for you? Can you have reality bend in your favor? And the question is always, how do you do that, right? How do you do that? How do you make a reality bend towards your favor? You got to be transformed in the mind, and you have to be willing to die to your current beliefs. Right now, you believe that you need a savior. Many of us believe we need saviors. Many of us believe we need leaders. Many of us think we have to go outside of self, that the answer is out there somewhere, that someone holds the key to our success, our prosperity, our health, our wealth, our goodness, when actually we're reminded in scripture that your kingdom of your good, the kingdom of God, is found within you. That's the only place you'll ever find it. It's from within. You have to be willing to do a self-assessment, self-examine yourself, and see if you hold to the faith, right? You're to test yourself to see, are you holding on to the faith? Do you truly believe that you were meant to succeed, to prosper, to be more than, ever thought possible? And you're only going to know this through what? Through the testing. You have to test it to prove it to yourself. And so when scripture talks about tests and trials, it isn't talking about to see if you're worthy or deserving or something. It means to prove a thing is true, right? It's like a scientist who experiments. They're testing, they're doing trials to prove whether the thing that they believe or their theory is an actual factual thing. And that's what you're doing. You're proving to yourself that changing your mindset creates your reality. You're not testing to try to prove worthiness or if you're deserved or trying to escape punishment of some sort. Lose that mindset when it talks about tests and trials in scripture. It's talking about proving a thing to be true. That's all it's talking about. It's never talking about trying to deem yourself worthy of a thing, to try to prove worthiness. That's never what scripture is talking about. The Bible is psychological truth. The Bible is all about you and reminding you that the creative power in man is the mind. There's no power outside of the mind of man. This power was given to us, thought and speech. That's what we were given. Those are gifts. Our gifts, and we are to use them wisely because scripture reminds us that death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So what fruit are you eating? Too many of us are eating the unwanted fruit, We're eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Hey, hey, Anshi. It say, what does it mean that you're irresistible? It means whatever you say it means, Anshi. What do you say it means? That you're an amazing person who would want to, get to know you, and that you're interesting, and, of course, of course. It means whatever you want it to mean, because you give meaning to life. Make it mean something good. Make it mean something wonderful. Thank you, Alexa. How are you? And happy Saturday, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Right. They're all right. Exactly. There you go, Anji. Yep. Of course. That's it. Oh. But you just proved to yourself, right, that you are found to be an attractive woman, right? Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How are you, loves? I'm doing great. Yes, not only does your SP find you attractive, but so does, the world finds you attractive. You are the magnet. It's how we see ourselves, the world is going to see us. Hey, Mike, do it all. So I shifted my mindset to knowing my girlfriend is nurturing and welcoming. Absolutely. 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 We have to understand, y'all, that this walk is about how we see ourselves, and how we see ourselves is how others will see us. I know a lot of times when it comes to relationships, we make it be about the other person, when actually the relationship is all about you. And I know the world will tell you, oh, that's self-centered, that's selfishness. But you have to know that all things begin and end with you. It is your perspective that you're going to experience, no one else's. The world may tell you how to think, how to feel, what you should expect, how to be successful, what happiness is, what joy is, but you have to define that for yourself. You have to define what that looks like for you, because what that looks like for you will be totally different than what it looks like to another person. So don't let the world try to define and tell you what you should desire in this life. You need to decide that. You need to determine that. Because the world will lead you astray. The world will have you seeking outside of self. Hello, Melanin Monroe. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. When the whole time you're supposed to be seeking from within. You're never supposed to be going out there. There is no out there. There's only in here. There is no out there. Yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so how do you see relationships? What does a relationship consist of for you? And whatever, whether you're talking about a friendship, or you're talking about family relationships, whether you're talking about romantic relationships, like, how do you think relationships are supposed to be hard and a struggle, and that you have to compromise and sacrifice, right? That you have to strain, that people just don't understand you, that you feel like, you got to try to get people to notice you and to accept you and to deem you worthy and wanted? Or are you doing this all from within? Are you deciding to perceive your reality from how you want it? Like, do you sit with yourself and assess yourself and say, what do I want? Not what the world deems I should have, but what do I sincerely want? What does a relationship look like to me? Say an equal exchange of love and positive energy. What do you mean by equal? Are we talking about a 50-50 split? Or are we talking about a 100-100? When you say equal. Hey, dream woman. Are we expecting the other? I am doing awesome. How are you doing, Dream Woman? Are we letting the other person determine if we're going to be happy or not? Are we going to let the other person determine if we're joyful, if we're kind, if we're generous? Like, are we giving to get, or we're giving because we are? And that changes the dynamic of things. When you give things for the only reason why you give is to get, you will find yourself lacking all the time. Oh, okay, cool, Dream Woman, cool. I appreciate that. Because when we make relationships transactional, which most of us have made relationships. We made everything in our world transactional. And many of us aren't doing anything just to do it. Many of us are doing it to get something in return. We're like, I'm only doing this because I expect, I expect return on my investment. I'm not just doing it just to simply do it out of the kindness of my heart from pure intentions. No, I'm doing this because I need you to do something for me. If I give to you, I'm going to need you to give that back to me. That's that mindset of thinking that someone is separate from you. That there's a difference, that there's a separation when actually there is no separation. Absolutely. Because when you give freely, you receive freely. But when you give with some type of expectation, with some type of quid pro quo because of a transaction, you will always be striving. You will always be working for the thing. You got to learn how to give just because it simply feels good to do so, and for no other reason. It's because it simply feels good to do so. And I know that's a hard concept, especially in this world that we've created, the economy of this world, where everything is based on I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I do for you, you got to do for me. I did this for you, then we start to say that people are, ingrates, unappreciative, they take advantage. Then you start thinking that way. Yeah, God will align you to you. If it's not you, I think the relationship will cease to exist naturally. Yep. Hey, Lisa. Happy Saturday. Welcome. No, if I pour 80, if you not enough to pour it back, bring 20. If you don't, it still make 100. Okay, so you like to deal in percentages, huh? So are you keeping score? Is that what we doing, Melanin Monroe? We keeping score? We keeping track? Hey, Grand Rising. Hey, Janine, Grand Rising. Okay, so why are you talking in percentages? Why isn't that I'm going to love me, and I know love is going to be attracted to me, and because I freely give love will be freely given to me, and how I choose to love may be different on how someone else shows that back to me. What I do may be different than what another way another person expresses it. But I'm not looking for them to do something for me. I'm looking to appreciate them just as they are. Got you. Yeah. The 50-50 concept. Which is okay, right? Which is okay. Because that depends on what you mean by 50-50, right? It really depends on your perspective of what the 50-50 would look like, right? What you bring to the relationship in contrast to what someone else is bringing to the relationship, right? But we have to remember that the person we're attracting into our experience is based on our assumptions. So the way people show up in our world is based on our assumptions about our world, right? Okay, in terms of where everything is energy. So from a practical standpoint, Melanie Monroe, what does that look like when you say you're speaking in terms of energy? From a practical standpoint, from an everyday life situation, in a relationship, how does they, and I don't mean you have to like say it in the chat, but think about that, like how does that show up in a day-to-day, in a real life situation? Like how does someone's energetic or their expression, because that's all energy is, an expression of self, how does that show up in a relationship? Hey, sub God. How to let go of a so-called bad experience without reframing it. Well, you have to not call it bad. And just say it's an experience. It's something that happened. And I choose not to see it as a bad or a good. I just see it as an experience. And I decide if I want to experience more of it. Okay, so I come from a different perspective, Melanin. That's where I come from, a different perspective. And that's okay. I'm not I don't go into relationships thinking that people need healing or that something is wrong with them. Like I've been like in let's just take marriage. I've been married twice. I'm on my second marriage. This is my last marriage. This is my till death do us part marriage. But I was married previously. So was my husband. We're both on our second marriage. We're a blended family. The first marriage, I had a totally different mindset. Totally different mindset. I was in my early 30s. Actually, I got married at like 29, like just about before I turned 30. That marriage was more of the hardship, the struggle, the insecurity, the thinking that men, were unemotional, unintentional, unfaithful, uncommitted. And that's exactly what I experienced. My second marriage, I got married when I was 42. Completely different mindset. I realized that I had to change what I thought about men, first of all, and what I thought about relationships. So I made a decisive choice. I was very decisive in this, that I wasn't going to bring the old into the new. So there was no comparing my previous husband to my current. There was no bringing the nagging, the complaining. Had dealt with most of the insecurities. It was still a little bit there, but, worked through it in the second one. So where that is no longer an issue. But I recognized that it was within me. And so if I go into a relationship looking for problems, I'm going to find them. I just know that. If you go into relationships looking for problems, you're going to find problems. You always find what you're looking for. Why not going into a relationship seeing everyone is complete and whole? What's wrong with going into a relationship with that mindset and seeing people and accepting people where they are and that they're not defined by their past experiences? So how ironic. I dreamed of this handsome guy who I felt was my special friend, but not mate. But our energy was everything. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, seeking you shall find. So why not seek out the lovely? Why not seek out the joy, the noble, right? The pure. As Philippians 4:8 reminds us, think on these things, seek what you want. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all of his righteousness. Then all the things will be added. Seek out And what's the kingdom of God? It's peace, love, joy, goodwill, harmony, kindness, self-control, right? It's the fruit of the spirit found in Galatians 5:22 and 23. Why not go into relationships seeing yourself as whole and seeing them as whole? Why go into a relationship thinking there's something wrong with the person or even thinking something's wrong with you? Hey, hey, oh, light skin sensation. Say when we having a meet and greet. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because our perspective is our reality. And I get it. We all want to admit that people have experienced some things. Yes, we all have experienced some things, some unfavorable things, some unwanted things, some things, but now we know clearly or have more clarity. Those experiences gave clarity about what we truly want to experience. That's what they did. The traumatic, the triggering, the horror, the dishonesty, the unfaithfulness, the traumatizing, all of those experiences gives us clarity to what we truly want to experience. So I really my relationship is as strong as the doubts I have. Right. No one's looking for an unhealed. Yeah, I don't even know how to have that conversation, Melanie and Monroe, because I just don't see it from their perspective as seeing someone as unhealed. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what an unhealed person would look like. I can't conceptualize that. That's not the space I'm at. I don't know. I couldn't identify that. I wouldn't know what that is. And I'm being honest. I have absolutely no idea what an unhealed man would look like. What is that? Because for me to see unhealed man with me, I'm unhealed because I can only see I can only see my own consciousness. I can only see the unhealed parts in me if I'm seeing the unhealed parts in you. I can only see that which I first am. But that's the part that most people have a hard time grasping, is seeing themselves in others. Because we don't understand that everyone is us pushed out. Everyone is our subconscious made visible. Yep, it's a reflection. So like when I'm on live, like when I'm on this live, I feel whole and better. Right. Yep, it really takes one to know. Hey, buddy. Hey, how are you? How you doing? Happy Saturday. Hey, Saint, happy Saturday. It is a reflection. The world is our mirror, right? Right? We're reading Neville Goddard's 5 lessons, right? And so we went over lesson 4. And it says no one to change but self, right? Reminding us that what we see in others, we only see in ourselves. So if we want to see perfection in others, we have to be able to see perfection in ourselves. And that's how we'll see perfection in others. I'm doing great. Thank you. Hey, Hazel. Hi. That's why you have to work on you. You have to be willing to accept that you're complete, you're whole, you're amazing, you're wonderful, you're in harmony with all things. That to you, that because you're pure, you only see purity. Eyes too pure to behold iniquity, that you stop eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil and stop seeing people as good, bad, wrong, right, positive, negative, and learn to see people as God. But that's the part that most people don't want. That's a bridge too far for people to see others as themselves. We like to point the finger and say, no, 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 no. They're them and I'm me. We like to make separation. So we all got our stuff. Oh, I will do all your. Oh, nice, nice. Congratulations. You're talking about the experiment, right? You're talking about the experiment, right? Yes, a lot of people coming through. A lot of people have been coming through with the success stories. Yes, yes. A lot of people have been coming. Is that making audios for what? Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Hello. I am happy to be. Happy Saturday. I saw all the creators tell me to not manifest during eclipse season. What do you think about it? You cannot not manifest. It's impossible to not manifest. You're always manifesting. Life is a manifestation. It's what we do. It's thoughts made visible. That's all manifestation is. Do I think what, buddy? I didn't see the whole question. Ask the question again. Um, I had before I started going live, I did used to have a podcast a couple of years ago, and I just stopped it. I may get back into podcast. I don't know when. We'll see what that looks like. I know YouTube has a podcast set up, so thinking about it, but haven't really decided to go there with it yet. We'll see. We'll see how everything naturally unfolds. Hey, hey, April, good morning. Yes, another glorious day. Absolutely. Do you think most people who find then go somewhere else is just looking for results? Yeah, most people are looking for the results. That's funny. You say that I was on Miss Amber podcast talking about. Who is Miss Amber, huh? You was on. You were on Miss. Is that what you're saying? You were on Miss Amber's podcast talking about it. Oh, okay, nice. I don't know who's Miss Amber. What's their Is that what's their podcast name? Oh, Love Gal. Okay, okay. I've actually saw her on YouTube. It's been a while since I saw, but I saw her on YouTube. Okay, okay. Cool, cool. That's what's up. Did she didn't send you an episode, or you just called in to the podcast? Were you a guest, or you just came and called in? Oh, she invited you on there. Okay, okay. Cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. Asked so many questions. I would love to hear the podcast. If you could send it to me, I would definitely love to listen to it. I would love to hear the podcast. I know in this world of reality, we're so used to trying to find fault in others. Like that has been The challenge we have to be willing to overcome and let go of is trying to find fault, saying this one isn't worthy, this one isn't deserving, this one is sick, or this one unhealed, this one is low vibrational, this one is toxic, this is an NPC player, that's a narcissist, that person's a vampire, energy vampire, this person is so much pointing the finger and trying to label people and build this hierarchy of who's better or greater than another. What do we get out of seeing people as less than? Oh, okay, okay. That's what's up. Well, let me know when you want to come up here, because the people would love to talk to you on here. We could let you come up and people could ask you questions. Not you gonna say anytime. Oh, you funny, because there's no time like the present. We only have now. We only have the now moment. So you could come up for a few minutes and let people talk to you. Say these people don't want to ask me. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. They might. But, we have to ask ourselves, why are we always looking to see people as not whole? Like, I mean, when you think about it, like, especially of the religious that has the religious background, right? Many of us came from the religious background, and that's all you were told is how you weren't enough, that you were sick, that you were in need of a savior, that you were a sinner, that you were undeserving, that you were found unworthy, unwanted, that God couldn't even stand to look at you. God wouldn't even want to talk to you, have fellowship with you, wouldn't want to do anything with you unless these conditions were met. You had to meet these list of demands. They called them commands, but they were a list of demands. What this God outside of you demanded of you. And do you know that you said you left that mindset and brought it over here? You brought that same mindset that you said you were letting go of, that you were dying to, and you brought it over here. And so now you say that, oh, I still have a list of demands. I still need you to operate from this standpoint before I can see you as worthy, before I find you as sufficient enough to be deemed honorable enough to receive anything. Like, we still will operate from that same mindset. Say that again. I need to sing you something today. My sister said, as long as you're okay with it. Okay, yeah, send it. Say, let them come up and see it. I know, that's what I said, April. Right, right. Exactly. You got to put your request in. I'll let you come up. I know we see people as our own reflection, but the words they say out of their mouths, you wouldn't say it to yourself. Would you? They may be a little bit more harsher, but it's really what you were already thinking. See, the seeds that we plant always come back multiplied, right? Always. Every seed that we come is always comes back. So if you're sowing seeds of doubt, fear, frustration, not being enough, being unworthy, unwanted, unloved, you know that seed comes back, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Shall the men give unto your bosom? So you thought that scripture was only talking about the things that you wanted. It's talking about the things, the unwanted things too. It's talking about all seeds. Everything that you press upon the subconscious always comes back magnified. It always comes back exponential, right? So keep sowing seeds of distrust, dishonesty, fear, unworthiness, unfaithfulness, illness, disease, ailments. Keep sowing that belief. You're going to reap a bountiful harvest of that. It's going to come back as a surplus. Hey, maybe, maybe Hutch. Ooh, my granny still. We're not worthy, Lord. She be from. Ooh, whew. That's what they love to say in those church houses, right? Maybe that's what they love to say is how unworthy and undeserving we were. Then why you asking? Why you asking if you feel like you shouldn't have it? That's like counterintuitive, right? Why you asking for something you don't believe you should have? Like, why bother? So why do I feel like I need permission to persist in this teaching and care for outside validation? Because that's what we were programmed into. Oh, we all were. That's been a struggle for all of us until we decide that this life isn't about worthiness. This life isn't about proving deservingness. This you have to be willing to accept that you are giving it to yourself. It's not coming from something outside of you, but you still have the mindset that someone else is going to bless you. Something else outside of you is going to deem you worthy enough. So that's why you're still struggling with that concept. Wanting to hand on someone is bad. I got you. In your head, I know. Like endless. Yep. Endless loop. Yep. That's the thing. Yep. Thinking that we need permission. We don't need anyone's permission, but that's the bill of goods we were sold. We were sold this bill of goods of thinking that someone else had to deem us worthy enough to have the thing we desire. That's the thing we have to be willing to let go of, that mindset, that way of thinking. And that's why you're just told to live in the end, to decide what you want, give thanks for having it, persist in believing that it's already yours, and do nothing to make it so because it is so. That's the 4 steps, and that's how you prove to yourself that you are the reason for it, nothing else. That's how you prove to yourself that this isn't about trying to get some God outside of you or get some other person to do something for you. That you have to be willing to see yourself as already being it, already having it. Did you say anything crazy with love, gal? Buddy, did you say anything crazy with love, gal? I'm sure you know how to mind your manners. You were saying stuff crazy with love, gal. Hey, over here, over here, the only thing I police over here is doubt. I'm the doubt police. That's the only thing I police over here. When you start talking fear, doubt, limiting beliefs, unbelief, I blow the whistle. Halt. Who goes there? We're not speaking limitation, doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs. I put a hard stop on that. That's the only thing I police over here. Everything else, you free. Go as you were. Go as you are. But we make sure to shift the mindset, and we're here to notice the error and correct it. Correct the error. That's it. Correct the error. Hey, Belinda. Hey. That's the only thing we're policing. We're not operating from that state. You got to talk to yourself. You got to talk to yourself. Oh, you got to keep talking to yourself. Just like you were talking to yourself saying, it was impossible. That it's impossible and everything. I know you say re-script the story, but every time I do, it's like I put negativity on it. Mm. That's the retraining to sub God, is to change. Here's the thing. I don't want to say don't judge, because we're always judging, right? It's about judging from a place of love. It's about judging from a place of truth. That's what we want to judge. The Bible says if you're going to judge, it must be righteous judgment. A lot of us judge from condemnation. A lot of us judge from criticizing. You want to judge it from a place of love, from a place of kindness, from a place of how would I want others to see me, to think of me. And it really comes with practice, right, sub God? It really comes with practice. You have to practice it. It's not a one-time one. It's not one and done. It's consistently, every day, every moment, transforming the thinking. Just want to report, Ramadan has been a manifestation cheat code. I might do this every year. All right, Belinda. All right.
Wow!
Right.
Wow!
Love that. Hey, flowers. Yes, I doubt my specific desire, because I feel a different blueprint is decided in my soul and from God. So you think God is separate from you, flowers? So I have no ties to Islam, but the prayer and fasting has forced me to check my thinking at least 5 times daily. Yes. So I still need to take certain things out. Yes, absolutely. All right. You say you requested. Oh, I don't see a request. Do it again. It's not showing up on my side. And saying to myself, if I had 20 million, would I care about my old programming? Right. That part. Oh, that part. Hello, Vanessa. How are you? Can you manifest a beautiful and lasting relationship with a specific person? Absolutely. I manifested a beautiful and lasting relationship. I have a beautiful marriage of 10 years. We've been together over 11 years, and we've been married over 10 years. And it's a beautiful relationship. Yes. You have to transform your thinking. You really do have to transform your thinking. What do you think about relationships? That's what I had to do. I had to change my mindset regarding relationships and recognize that how I thought about it is how I would experience it. What do you think about relationships? Do you see relationships as easy and flowing and in reflection of you? Like, I always think wonderfully of my husband. Always, in my mind. When I think of him, I talk wonderfully to him in my mind. So then when we come together, it's easy. It's effortless. Right? There is no, I have to try to be a certain way. Or I have to, like, I don't sweat the small. We don't sweat the small stuff. We do what we want to do when we want to do it. Like, there is no must or should or have to in our relationship. It really is easy flowing. Now, there are some bumps in the road at times, yes, but the bumps in the road was so minor and you understand that the bumps in the road come from you and your thinking, and a lot of programming that we had about what relationships should look like, how they should be. That part, yep. Transform my thinking, yep. That's it. Oh, that's it. See, it's been awesome. Money, relationships, life in general has been good. That is beautiful. Beautiful, Belinda. Hello, Roberetta. So, I'm just coming on. Did you discuss the 4 steps to manifesting? I didn't go in great detail. I mentioned it. But the 4 steps are: decide what you want, pray, which is give thanks. This is the acknowledgement that the thing you desire, the thing that you decided that you wanted, already belongs to you. Step 3, you must believe in it. You must remain faithful to it, regardless of your circumstances. You must maintain the belief in your mind that the thing you desire is already yours. And step 4, you do nothing to make it so. You be still and know. You allow it to come to you. You want to prove to yourself that you don't have to go ask anyone outside of yourself to give you the thing that you desire, that it will come to you in a way you do not know and at a time you least expect. It didn't make no sense. Didn't make sense. No logic. Yep. Yeah, my partner would usually operate in the spirit of defense or offense, and I had to change how I felt like I was reinforcing her beliefs and mine. Yep. How I saw her to make our relationship better. Real like, yep. I used to make jokes, and I'm like, the mind doesn't know what. Yep. Yep, that's it, Roberta. That's it. Right, not uno. uh, yeah, everything we experience is based on our assumption about it. No matter what, it doesn't matter what it is. Relationships, money, health, everything we experience in this world is because of our assumptions about it. And this knowing is supposed to change your assumptions about life. You want to change what you assume to be true about life. What are you accepting? And I know on this road to knowing who we are, accepting who we are, experiencing who we are, many people will try to add to the process. And we come up with all of these other different modalities to say, no, we got to do this. No, we got to do this. Now we got to regulate the nervous system. Now that's the big topic. Now that's the big thing, And you just got to ask yourself some questions. Like, there are people that are very successful in what they do and have no knowledge of who they are, have no knowledge of self, but have been able to obtain very good successes in their life. Do you think that came because they did some nervous system regulation? No. They believed in themselves. And they what? Persisted in it and remained consistent. They didn't give up when things seemed to be difficult, when things seemed to not go their way, and when things seemed to be a little trying. They didn't let circumstances deter them from experiencing what they desire. You got to stop letting people add stuff to you to make you feel like, you got to do something extra than what everybody else is doing. No, you just need to learn how to remain faithful, to learn how to be consistent. So everybody screenshot my list. Oh yeah, I usually have it up here. I just didn't put it up here this time. You really just have to change your self concept. You really have to remain faithful to yourself. You got to choose to keep your word. That's really it. Keep your word. Just keep your word. Be committed to yourself. Be faithful to yourself. All right? Be faithful to you. But I get it. People don't want to build. People don't want the process. People want to do the quantum leap. People are despising the day of small beginnings. People are, so caught up in the fad, the trend, what's hot. And somebody come and tell you, oh my goodness, I manifested this in 2 months. Oh, I manifested this in 6 weeks, and I got all these things, and it happened just like, and it's just like, and I'm talking about those that's wanting you to, book them as a coach, purchase their e-course, buy their books. I'm like, where's Oprah Winfrey's how-to book? Where is Michael Jordan's how-to book? Where is Elon Musk and where are the people that where are their how-to books on how to be successful and how to manifest money? And because the thing is, theirs was over a lifetime, right? Theirs was over a lifetime. A lifetime. Hey, cousin. Hey, rise and shine. It's a path, right? It's a journey. It's a process. It's an unfoldment. It's supposed to be for the experience. We really don't want to experience the growth. We want to say we're pregnant and have the baby tomorrow. That's how we want to say we're pregnant and have the baby tomorrow. Right. Everybody want to start on top. That's it. That's it. And it's like, you're already that what you desire to be. That's the part you have to accept. The thing you desiring, you're already that. But you came to experience the unfoldment. You came to experience the growth. You came to experience starting here and ending up there. It's a marathon, right? Like Drake said, started from the bottom, now we're here. Right? All seeds have to go into the earth. What did Jesus say? That you have to die first before you can live. We ain't trying to die. We trying to bring that old mindset into the new state. And guess what? It ain't gonna happen that way, sweetums, baby dolls, peeps. It ain't going. You gonna have to let go of the old state. You're gonna have to break away from them old limiting, doubting beliefs. You're gonna have to go through a transformation of the mind. You have to be born again. You must experience the rebirth. You got to put off the former conversation. Hey, Twice X Star, hello. Happy Saturday. That's crazy how everyone says I play games and I was serious. That's how I know it got to be true. Been hearing my whole life. But it doesn't have to be true anymore. It doesn't have to be true anymore. Can you learn to appreciate where you are? Can you learn to appreciate where you are while the thing you desire is coming into view? It's a thing, it's a thing you're desiring, as the version of you is coming into view, that you appreciate you right now in this moment, that you're whole, you're complete, you lack no good thing. There is no healing work. There's only transforming of the mind. If you want to call that healing work, I'll give you that. If you want to call that changing the way you think is your way of healing yourself, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. If you want to say, I have to go on a diet. I have to fast from the limiting beliefs, the judgment, the criticizing, the condemnation, the thinking I'm less than, not worthy, undeserving. I have to let go of that mentality. If you want to call that healing, okay. So I would say negative things, then say positive things, going back and forth with my thoughts. But that's why I say, sub-God, choose not to label them as negative or positive. Choose to see them, because when you say negative or positive, you're saying it's wrong to be thinking this way and it's right to be thinking that way. When it's really, what's the error and what's the truth? The error is thinking that the thing you desire is impossible to attain. That's the error. The truth is, the moment you asked, I answered. While you were yet speaking, I did appear. The truth is, it already belongs to you. The error is thinking there's such thing as good or bad. The truth is, there is only God. There is only I am. There's only the experience. That's the truth. And it's the truth that makes you free. So how about when the thoughts come up, the unwanted, the thoughts you have decided you no longer want to be in alignment with, when they come up, how about we just say, oh, those are old thoughts and they're only here out of habit, but I'm choosing a new habit. I'm going to think this way. You got to talk to yourself. Talk yourself through it. Like, oh, I remember those old thoughts. Yeah, I remember you, but I'm choosing to forget you now. I'm loose and letting you go. Go on about your way in peace. I'm thinking this way now. And that old thought, it was just there because that's what I was told. Somebody else told me I should think that way. Somebody else told me that this is how it's supposed to be. And now I realize, no, that's not how it has to be. I'm choosing this over here. And I'm going to give my attention to this. And then it says, oh, no. But remember, like, nope, I don't remember. I actually don't remember how it actually happened. I'm kind of remembering in parts. I don't remember exactly what took place. I kind of, but not really. Since I don't really remember it like it actually happened, let me think of it this way. Let me think this way. I'm going to choose to think this way. It's a practice. It is a practice. Whenever you want to, twice X start. Whenever you want to. We talking about relationships. The whole life is a relationship. Absolutely. I love where I am right now. Yes, creatively determined. That's it. Yes. Yep. Transform my thinking. Absolutely. Hello, Relight Bringer. Welcome, welcome. Ashe today. So as a man thinks, yep. What, aka what you thought. It's what you thought. You're thinking your life into being. Is it because we make it hard to maintain because I don't want to do that? Right. Why would you do something you don't want to do? Then my therapist told me to ask myself, what is the problem I have with the thing or person, not the problem they or it is creating. What is the problem that I have with the thing or person? Not the problem they or it is creating. Hey, Teresa, good morning. I'm trying to understand what you said, what you're saying. Mike do it all. because there are no problems. That happened after I started revising, only remembered bits and pieces. Yep, yep, that's how it is. If you only really remember bits and pieces. Our relationship with ourselves, others being us. Absolutely. That's where the relationship begins and ends, with you. So it's hard to maintain because we are lazy to work. And it's not so much lazy to work. We think we're supposed to do outside when we're supposed to do it from within. The thinking has been, it's a condition. It's out of habit. All right. Because here's the thing. You're always thinking. You just have to decide that you're going to be committed to a new way of thinking. You just have to decide that you're going to be committed to a new way of thinking. My friend thought her BF was cheating and he wasn't, but constantly checking. Eventually he did. That's usually how it happens. Yep. What you seek, you shall find. Basically, the problem is being created by me based on how I'm viewing it. Right. Okay. Okay. Got you. Yep. Yep. That's it. Yep. Hey, Carrie. Thank you. Thank you. How you doing? So then it's like, is it even real? We create the story we experience. Yep. 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 It's our perception. It's our thoughts about it. It's what we're thinking. It's what we're saying within ourselves. That's why you want to get your insecurities in check before entering a relationship. Because if your insecurities are like out of control, you're going to draw someone into you that's going to magnify them. And even if they come in being an upstanding person, a faithful person, a committed person, your thoughts is going to transform them into the reality of what you are assuming. Like what Dream Woman said, her friend is with an upstanding guy, but kept creating in her mind that he was unfaithful, and then created the reality of him being unfaithful. Now who was the cause? That's what you had to, what was the cause of the unfaithfulness? Thoughts. Thoughts are always the cause. It's how we are perceiving others, ourselves, right? Because what did the insecurity come from? Why was she thinking that the partner was being unfaithful? Because she felt unworthy, undeserving. She didn't feel like she deserved someone that would be faithful to her. She thought that was hard to imagine, that a man would actually be faithful and committed. That's why you got to transform your thinking. You got to change your mindset around what you think a relationship looks like, because what you think a relationship looks like is how you're going to experience it. I got so tired of my old thinking or how it happened, where it came from, the past. I'm like, whatever. Yes, yes, yes. Starting now, I'll just say new things and positive things. I don't care. I have nothing to. Exactly. That's it, Dream Woman. Everything to gain. Everything to gain. One can find the love of your life inside yourself. It starts with making friends. That's it. You got to be your best friend. You got to be your best lover. You got to be your best confidant. You got to be your best companion. And then you'll draw that into you. Yeah, and then that belief was a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yep, my jaw dropped since I know these teachings and she doesn't know or accept it. Say, I'm my own imaginary friend. Hey, when you be your best friend, you're going to draw really good friends into your experience. You're really going to draw those type of, people that you can, confide in, enjoy, laugh, grow with, experience life with, Yes, I love that. I love that. So we have a ball together. Yep. Because we have to understand what we're looking for without, we have to first find it within ourselves. We first have to find the love within ourselves, the trust within ourselves, the faithfulness, the commitment within ourselves. And then we'll see it on the outside. Because I know this may be, new for a lot of people and maybe even a little at first difficult to accept, but everyone in your world, they're there because of you, because you drew them in, and they're only there to tell you who you are. That's the pill that's hard to swallow. That the way you are experiencing the people in your world is based off your assumptions about people. So if you think that, when you have friendships, whether, male, female, like if it's two women friends, if you feel like, I gotta be careful about, say you're married and you think, oh, I have this friendship, I gotta be careful about her relationship to my partner. I gotta make sure that I have them operating in a certain way. That you gotta be protective of your relationship. Which is not wrong, right? But just know, if you're thinking that you're going to create that reality where you have to protect the relationship. And it's not wrong, because it's only for the experience. And then you come to realize you don't want to go through life being suspicious of others. You want to be in relationship where you're trusting of others. And how do you gain trusting others? You have to learn how to trust yourself. Learning to trust yourself, knowing that I trust the people that I bring into my experience. Why? Because I'm the reason they're there. They're there because of me. I drew them in. They're playing a role based on my assumptions about life. That's why they're there. So if I think that people are scammers, if I think that people are dishonest, if I think that people are untrustworthy and unfaithful, my world is going to confirm that for me, and it's going to draw people in to play those roles. And a lot of times it's the people that we least expect that fulfill those roles. So it ends up coming from like a real close friend, a family member, your significant other, right? Because that's why we hear the phrase that it's the ones that's closest to you that hurt you. Why? Because you created the reality. If a stranger did some of the stuff, you may be bothered by a little, if a stranger, mistreated you or did something rude or inconsiderate. But if it's someone that's very close to you that does it, then you're going to be like, I can't believe they did it. Why would they hurt me in this way? Why would they do this to me? Not understanding that you actually created it. You actually created the hurt. You actually created the experience because of your assumptions. Yeah, whatever they were going to do was going to happen anyway. Well, what do you mean was going to happen anyway? People, we can change anything, and people show up in our world based on our assumptions. That's why we're commended in scripture to think on the lovely, think on the pure, think on noble, think on truth, think on virtuous, think on things of good report, think on things that are praiseworthy. We're supposed to have these things in the forefront, in the background of our mind. This is what's supposed to be impressed upon us, to only want to see the good. Because there's only good. Why? Because there's only God. Hey, 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 Joy. Welcome. The thing is, we all assume. Now it's funny, creatively determined. When I first heard about the law of assumption, I thought instantly about that. You know, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. But the thing is that we all assume. Assume only means to believe a thing is true without any evidence. We all do it. Like with Dream Woman gave that example of her friend. She had no evidence that her mate was cheating on her. She assumed it and then created the reality of it. She definitely made an ass out of herself by thinking that her mate was being unfaithful when they were being faithful until they weren't. You know, there's this story of a man I know. His son was an addict and daughter not married, and the wife's sick. He went to a rabbi, and the rabbi said, "Just say it's all good every day." He goes, "But it's not." He said, "Keep saying it." 1 year later, things changed back for the better, just in persisting. I don't know if he believed it, didn't, but he said it. There you go. He did believe it. This is why I say he believed it, Dream Woman, because he accepted the direction of the rabbi. That's all believe means, to accept something. He accepted the direction of the rabbi. He kept saying, everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Belief, we think, is supposed to be some type of feeling mechanism. He might have felt that he was lying. He might have felt uneasy about it. He might have felt weird. But guess what he kept doing? He kept saying it. Because the power is where? In the tongue. These words I speak, they are spirit and they are life. Your words give life, because in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word what? Was God. The Word is the power. The Word is the power. That's what we got to understand. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Unique Medicine. Happy Saturday. Welcome, welcome. Yep, he said it, so he believed. Yep. Hey, Fresh King. Welcome, welcome. The word is your wand. Absolutely. That's it. I said the tongue. Yep. But you speak with your tongue, right? That's what your words are. Here's the thing, though. You can speak without using your mouth. Right? You can speak without using your vocal cords. You can speak silently within yourself. Yep. That's it, Dream Woman. All this time, we try to figure out the how instead of just saying it and going. That's it. Too simple, right, Dream Woman? Too simple. We want to complicate it, right? That's just too simple. That's why the Christ said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You're just supposed to speak it. Yep. And a good practitioner don't use tools. Clock that T, clock that T. Yeah, I told my friend to do the $100 challenge, and he goes, "How will it come? I don't get it. Why I'm doing it?" I'm like, "Just do it. Why can't you just do it?" He goes, "But where will I get it?" Yeah, people been getting their $100, Dream Woman, and then some. Cool. Is this the same friend that did the ladder technique, Dream Woman, or is this a different friend? Truth is, many levels, as the word assume can elevate as well as depreciate. Oh, it's a different friend? Okay. Oh, the ladder technique was your cousin. Cool, cool, cool. Because an assumption isn't based on if it's good or bad, wrong or right, positive or negative. It says an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. You can see it on both ends. If you persist that the thing that you don't want is going to happen, like, and I'm going to keep referencing Dream Woman because we always talked about the things we wanted that we assumed that came into being. We also need to talk about the things that we don't want that we assume, right? Dream Woman's friend didn't want her mate cheating on her. She didn't want her significant other going out being with another woman, but she assumed that he was. And she kept assuming and looking for evidence of this assumption. And then what? She got confirmation of it. It's an assumption for me is a pre-quality. You're giving someone a quality you don't know if they have or not. So that's how I am with my business. I desperately was doing things, trying to figure out what will work. And now I am like, forget it. I'll just do what I can and I'll come. And yep, and it'll come how it comes. That's it. Be faithful to your business, right? Just remain faithful to your business. Be faithful in the knowing. Because when we say assumption, we're saying believe, know, trust, accept, intend, focus. Because the thing is what are you assuming? That's all that matters. What are you assuming? What are you accepting? What are you focusing on? What are you giving your attention to? What are you intending? What are you being purposeful about? What are you thinking? Where is your mind tending to? Hey, Crystal. Say, if I'm going to the casino today and want to win big, how do I do it? You just got to go with the knowing, not trying to figure out how or which or where you're going to win from, right? Like April, when she went to the casino and she thought that she was going to win, I think at a table or something, but she went to a slot machine, right? And that's how she ended up winning the money. Go have fun. Go have fun. Go have fun. Go free. Be free in your mind. Be free. Just go for the experience of it, knowing that it's going to be a wonderful time. Say, when I met someone, it's a blank bingo card. So I'll let you fill it. Law of assumption. Finish, pray with confidence in it already done. Not worrying about that part. Not worrying about the how. Finish, pray with confidence and it's already done. Absolutely. Yep, that's it. Don't go to the casino if it's from a place of desperation or need or wanting to win. Your energy has to be right. That's what everything, right? It can't be from a form of desperation. It can't be from a place of needing. You have to go in knowing and having. Being. Being is the key. Oh, yep, you already won. You just got to get there. Let's say that part. You already won. You just got to get there. Oh, this. Say that. Be still and know. Oh. Yes. Yes. Yes, I like that, cuz he's like, you already won. You just got to get there. I love that. That needs to be on a t-shirt, cuz that needs to be on a t-shirt. That needs to be on a t-shirt. And I'm definitely going to tell Ken you're here, cousin. He said, okay, I'll make some. Oh, you got a press too? Because that's how we should think about every area of our life. We already won. We just got to get there. We already won. We just got to get there. And the thing is, we're already there. We're already there. We're already there. Just say, yes, ma'am. Stay ready. Never got to get ready. I love this now. Y'all see I do it all the time now. Yes. Wow, that was a light bulb moment. Yes, it was. Wow. That's why I'm staying in that energy. I'm staying in that mindset, Lisa. Wow. A moment for us all. Like, bloop. Bloop. So I know why I stood in my own way. I always was needing and wanting and low-key waiting for it. Now I'm just like, I don't want something I have. And that's it. Yes, dream woman. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That's it right there. That's it. Saying one little thing came in, nothing serious, but a win is a win. That's it. A win is a win. Wow. In all things give thanks. Wow. All things give thanks. I say, I remember the baby analogy. Yes. The answer is always yes. Always. It's always yes. It was always yes. It was always yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. Say, who gonna tell me no? Right? Like Sheree said in Atlanta Housewives, who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna tell me no? Who gonna tell me no? Always provided for. Yup. A world full of yes. Yes. You say you loved me on that show. Yup. Yup. Oh. Man, it's just all about keeping the right mindset, right? Keeping the right mindset. And we just gotta learn how to just enjoy life. Be more. Be more present. Be more kind. Be more loving. Be more gracious. Be more at harmony with all things. Be more giving. Be more receiving. Be honest. And honest means it's not the way we deem honesty. It's not about not telling a lie, because there's no such thing. So away with that mentality. Honest is about speaking the truth of who you are, that you already possess all things, and you're just going through the process of bringing it into visibility. That's it. You're not in need of anything. Everything already belongs to you. Everything you could ever ask for or desire. Yes. So you're all going to inspire me to make a new wallpaper for my phone. I need all these things. Say consistently. Yes. 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 Yes to this realm. So I'm loving how your lives provide the scientific approach of one's own spirit and intrinsic nature. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I know I don't use the scientific, terminology, but I know everyone is basically saying the same thing. We may just be using different wording or verbiage, right? We may all be saying it just a little bit differently. But as long as we're reminding ourselves that what we desire already is. Already is. You just have to keep reminding ourselves of that it already is. So we came into physical form to experience them physically, which is why we have the 5 senses. But there's more than 5. Yep. Some people look at me crazy because for that contest, and I got 5th place. I know, but I'm happy. And oh, that's beautiful. But that's amazing. You got 5th place. That is awesome. Congrats. That was amazing. Wow. That took some faithfulness and determination and some courage to go for what you desired. That is amazing. Congratulations. That Sierra Challenge. Yep, that's all that matters. That's it. Do what you love. No questions asked. Being unapologetically you, right? All right. If we would just, that's how we free ourselves. We free ourselves from the opinions of others, because there is no other opinion. There's only you. There's only your opinion. And when we can stop thinking that there are opinions outside of us, man, how much more freeing we will be. Because do you know the opinions that you hear out there are just echoing the opinions you have within? If you don't align with what you're hearing, then you should loose and let it go. If what you're hearing does not align with you, then it shouldn't bother you. If what you hear does not have no place in you, then you're supposed to be like Jesus said to the devil. I rebuke you. You have no part within me, right? I get away from me. I never knew you. Get behind thee. I never knew you. I don't identify with you. You have no part within me. So if I want SP to me up today, do I just speak it because I really want this to happen? Okay, stop wanting it to happen, Caleb. You got to get out of the need for it to happen, and just say that it gently. Say, this is what I really appreciate that they are you saying reached out to you, hit you up? So you have to get away from trying to figure out the how it all comes together. And we be thinking that we're just going with the flow, and but anytime you start trying to figure out, you know, it happened this way, or this took place today, or it happened in this kind of way, then you're getting in the way of things. You and your SP are already exactly where you're supposed to be. You're already together. It's already flowing. It's already effortless. It's already easy. That's how you have to think of it. Hey, Tanisha, good morning. That's my sister's name. Thank you for being an inspiration. May I have the name of the Neville Goddard book? Oh, the Neville Goddard book, it's the 5 lessons. So it's actually, you can find the PDF version on Google, or you can find it on YouTube, the audio version. But it was a lecture series given by Neville Goddard called 5 Lessons. We'll actually be finishing up next Thursday at our book club meeting. It'll be our final meeting for the book club. Well, we may do one extra week depending on how far we get into the 5th lesson, and if anyone wants to finish up the 4th lesson. But we'll be going to the final lesson 5, Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is easy for me in the streets, but politics have a hold on me. I have trouble. Just give it a different meaning, Belinda. When you find yourself, just be like, what story are they trying to convince us of today? And whatever story it is, it benefits me in every single way. What story are they trying to tell us today? Because they only telling you things to get a reaction. They only telling you something to try to convince you of. And you have to decide, how you're going to perceive it. What meaning are you going to give to it? And give it the meaning that benefits you. But it's like, here's the thing, Belinda. What's your least favorite food? Like, what type of food do you not like to eat? Belinda, what type of food that you like? You couldn't pay me to eat that. Like, what type of food? Do you have any type of food that you just don't have the stomach for? It's just not something that you would ever eat because it just never looked good, never tasted good. Like, you silly Belinda. You funny. Okay, well, I got something. My mother used to make this dish called succotash. She had this dish called succotash. Had okra in it, corn, tomato sauce, something. The reason why I'm asking you that, oysters, okay. Oysters, yeah, oysters. I'm not eating that either. Sardines. I'm saying that because would you eat, you don't like avocados? I'll make me some guacamole. Oh, I love making guacamole. Oh. But the reason I was saying that, Belinda, or maybe, it has to be something that you don't like, whether it could be some clothing, some food, it could be maybe a certain color, something that you don't like. Something you don't like, you're not going to give your attention to, right? Like, I don't like succotash, so I'm not going to go looking for it. I'm not going to ever put it on my plate. I'm never going to, and you think I'm not going to go around every chance I get talking about how I don't like succotash, right? That, I don't like it, so there's no reason to talk about it. I'm not ever going to make it, right? That's all to tell you about the politics. Why you keep giving your energy to something you don't like? Why you keep paying attention to the thing you don't like? You got to make a conscious decision to loose and let it go. You got to, because I used to be heavy into it too. I used to listen to progressive radio. And when I started on this journey, I kept listening to it for about a year. I was still going to the YouTube channel that I liked about progressive radio. And I was like, okay, this doesn't align with what I know to be true now. I can no longer listen to this because I don't see, that's not my reality anymore. So I don't give my energy to it because it's not my reality. And like I said, when I see like a Candace Owens come up on my FYP, or, they're giving you a clip of something, Trump has said or whatever, I may listen to them like, that's an interesting perspective. And I keep it moving. Like, oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah. All right. Keep it moving. That's how you have to be. Like, don't let it upset you. Don't let it have control over you. Say Miles Monroe said that source may not provide you with everything you want, but what you can manage. I don't know. Like Bringer, think about that. Has someone got something that they weren't quite able to manage? Has that like ever happened before? Like people have gotten more than what they were capable of handling. People have gotten things they weren't necessarily ready for. Happens every day. It happens every day. People get money they're not ready for. People have babies they're not ready for. People get job opportunities they're not ready for. People get stuff all the time that they're not ready for or are incapable of managing at the time. Happens every day. See, we still think that God is deciding what's good or bad for us. Consciousness does not view it that's a carnal mind. That's a human way of thinking. Thinking that, like when people say God's misdirection or God's not answering is a protection. And so then you get to thinking like, well, how come God didn't protect some of the most innocent among us? If God was going to be protecting people, protecting someone, he ain't doing such a good job, because he should have been protecting some people that we know were very vulnerable, like babies and children. And where was God's protection? Because that's not how consciousness operates. See, not y'all name my favorite foods. Oh. Yeah, taking up 6 months. So I've been thinking this isn't sustainable. It's not doom and gloom. Thought about it. So you just noticed it. Yeah. Listen just to keep your ear to the ground, but keep it moving. So I'll scroll right past them. So I'm like, it ain't confidence. It takes one to know one, right? It's possible. Right, that's when I started questioning everything. I was like, now wait a minute. Like they used to say that God protects fools and babies. I'm like, no, he doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, that simply isn't true. Oh my goodness. Consciousness just doesn't see life the way we see it from our human perspective, from our limited purview, from our finite minds. And that's why a lot of people have difficulties with the God concept, especially the way we were taught in our religious circles, because they're like, hold up. You're saying God is all knowing. You say God is love. You're saying God protects and provides. Then they talk about, enslavement, and they talk about raping, and they talk about all of these ills and horrific things that humankind, the carnal mind has done to one another. And then they're like, well, where's God love in that? Where was God at when all of these things were happening on this plane? When all of the horrors and all of the traumatic things, the nightmares was taking place? When you come to understand that God was never outside of you, but God is operating as you, and that you being God, you having a mind, the creative mind within you, that's God personified in scripture. That is your thoughts that create your experiences. And that the Bible is a book telling you that the mind fell asleep. Consciousness went to sleep when it decided to take form and come into this reality. And as consciousness sleeps, it forgets who it is and brings on the belief in duality. It brings in the belief of duality. I believe that the religious God of churchianity, of the Abrahamic faiths, are different than source. I believe that how God was depicted by religion is different than who source, the all consciousness is. I believe they're talking about two different. I believe church sees it from a literal perspective, and I believe the Bible should be studied from a psychological perspective. So I use this concept pertaining to being patient. Delayed don't mean denied. Right. So I don't get to a place where I'm comfortable enough to not care for permission and not feel like this. It's going to take practice. It's going to take practice. That's it. And believing in yourself and trusting in yourself and proving it to yourself. You only know it through experience. And you have to experience it to truly know it. Right? But that's what anything that we experience it. That's why we say we know a thing. Why? Because we've experienced it. Regardless if it's something good, something we deem good, or something we deem negative, something that we deem positive, or something that we deem evil. It's because we experience it is why we say that we, quote unquote, know it. Yep. Only you can decide if it's wrong. That's it. Consciousness, God, is neutral in its operation. It isn't looking at life from a good or bad or negative or evil. There is no source of evil. Only thinking makes it so. Evil means to live in reverse. Evil is the belief that things are separate from you. And because you believe in separation, you act accordingly. So you will harm another thinking that they're separate from you. You'll mistreat another, talk down about another, do all kind of evil to another because you think they're separate from you. But that's the illusion. When we're actually all connected, there's only one body, one faith, one Lord, one, right? There's only spirit. There's only unity of the spirit. But the illusion is the belief that we're separate from one another. That there's you and me as opposed to you are me. We don't see everything as consciousness. We don't see everything as God. We see things as less than God. We see things from a lower nature, from a lower standpoint. We operate from the fear-based mentality. Although scripture reminds you that you weren't given the spirit of fear. You were actually given the spirit of power, love, and peace, which is a sound mind. While God is asleep in every being, we experience the nature of duality, the belief in good and evil. We experience everything that we're not as we sleep. We dream the nightmare. We dream the horrors. We dream the trauma. We traumatize ourselves. We're in like this simulation, this video game where absolutely everything can happen. Anything is capable of happening in this dream state as we sleep. The life is a dream. It's a virtual reality. It's a simulation. It's a matrix. Then when you awaken in a dream, you realize, oh, I'm actually the observer in this dream. I actually get to bend reality to fit my conception of myself. I actually get to transform things with my thinking. You were always doing it while you slept. You just didn't know. You had no idea that your thoughts, your assumptions about life was creating your reality, was bringing things into visibility. It isn't until you awaken out of the state, when you remember who you are, then you start to what? Actualize the gifts within you. Because everyone has been given gifts, spiritual gifts, and we all come to start remembering what those spiritual gifts are. And so the Bible tells us about the gift of healing, right? The gift of teaching, the gift of, like the different ones. It's like 5 gifts, I believe, 4 or 5 gifts that Paul references when you come to an understanding of who you are. And some people have all gifts operating at the same time. Some people like the Christ said that he gave some people 1 gift, some people 2 talents, right? He called them talents. One person 1, one person 2, another person 5, right? The one that was given 1 decided not to use his gift, so that gift was taken from him. But the one that was given 2 was multiplied. The one that was given 5 was multiplied. And the one that had the 1, he didn't use it. He buried it. And so that which he had was taken away. That's when the Christ says, to them that have, it shall be given, and that in more abundance. And to them that have not, even that which he thinks he has shall be taken away from him. So it's up to you to utilize your gift. your gift. Use your mind lovingly on behalf of yourself and on others. See people as whole. See people as complete. See people as prospering, because what you give comes back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. So you got to ask yourself, your thoughts are your gifts. Those thoughts you're thinking, would you like to receive them in return? Then you be more careful about how you thought. Because if you know that the thought that you sent out was a boomerang, was coming back to you, you be careful how you thought about some things. Because now you understand that as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. That what you think about, you bring about. That your thoughts literally turn to things. So what gifts are you sending out? Right? Because all thoughts are there in the ethers, right? They're etheric, right? All thoughts are there. And different thoughts come to you based on what? Your assumptions about life. What you assume about who you say that you are. What you assume about everything you're experiencing. You have these quote unquote, people like to say downloads. You're attracting these ideas to you. Like you heard Michael Jackson say he would get a song, right? He believed the song came from him, from God. And if he didn't write it down, it would go to Prince, right? So he understood that these ideas are always percolating in the atmosphere, in the etheric realm, and then making itself known to you based on your assumptions about your preconceived notions about who do you say that you are. So I had such a clarity moment about this at like 5 a.m. this morning. This is so much confirmation. Oh, yes. Just to clarify, you don't have to believe you have something in the right now. You can assume it is yours, right? Well, you're saying the same thing. Yes, if you prefer the word assume over the word believe. Example, someone lives in an apartment. Isn't there resistance of walking to your apartment saying, well, it's only resistance to you because you're not going to allow your mind to see a mansion. That doesn't mean it's resistance to another person. That doesn't mean that, someone else can't be going to their apartment and see themselves walking up the steps of a mansion. You're saying it's resistance. I mean, like, did you watch Kanye West's documentary when he said when he would walk to the bus stop, he would practice giving his Grammy Award winning speeches? He saw himself on the stage of the Grammys receiving an award as he was walking to the bus stop. I mean, it would behoove us not to see things. I don't know if he was while he was on the bus. He said while he was walking to the bus, while he was walking to the bus stop, he would practice his speech. I don't know if it happened while he was on the bus. That part I don't know. But you can go watch, I believe it was on Netflix. You can go watch his documentary on Netflix. He talks about him manifesting, him speaking his life into existence, and how, his mother was very, very supportive of his rap career, and how, he said these things would happen and he saw them happening, and they happened as he spoke of. And all of these people that realize their desires, they're just showing us that it does take a commitment. It does take consistency. and not allowing the doubt to like overtake. Not saying that they didn't doubt, but not allowing the doubt to have the supremacy. To, even though if doubt came in, they kept their eyes on the prize. They remained focused. They continued to speak their life into existence. He continued, even though they were telling him he wasn't a rap artist. They kept telling him he was only a producer. He was only a beat maker. That's all they wanted him for. That's all they kept telling him. That's what Jay-Z and Damon Dash kept telling him. They just wanted his beats. And they only wanted him to produce the music. They didn't want him to be a rapper. But he kept saying within himself that he was a rapper. His mother was so, supportive of him. She even knew his rhymes. She even knew his raps, right? Like he embodied the rapper, even though, and here's the thing, what we have to notice when we watch people like that, right? This is why I tell you got to get away from these coaches that try to tell you 24 hours, 72 hours, 2 months. He wasn't talking about, well, I want to be the greatest rap star ever, and I need it to happen in 24 hours. Like, what? There was a process. He built up his reputation for being a hits maker with his beats. And even though the world was telling him he couldn't be the rap artist, he didn't allow what they said to deter him. He didn't allow the no's to be the end. He didn't let the outside determine. He remained faithful to it and went through the experience of becoming the rap artist he said that he was. Right? We should, when we see other people realizing their dreams and coming to their reality, notice the ones that's not trying to sell you something, that's not trying to get you to get a book, that's not trying to get an e-course out of you. They're not giving you a time frame. They're telling you they remain persistent to their desire. And even though there was some things that seemed like it should have, destroyed them or caused a great doubt within them or had them give up, they didn't let that deter them. They didn't let the obstacles or the mountains of reasons of someone telling them this can't happen, they can't be this, deter them from that. They remained focused and just continued to do the thing that they loved. That's why you're told you got to fall in love with it. You got to love it, because when you love it, the naysayers that come around are not going to be able to keep you from realizing it. You're going to know that their opinion of you is not the determining factor. It's your opinion of you that matters. It's your opinion of you. You gotta remain faithful. You gotta, you cannot, cannot get discouraged. You cannot let appearances be determining factor. You cannot be like, oh, well, it's been 6 months. When is my time? So stop counting time. Stop counting time. See it as a preparation, because, the thing you're desiring is about to be something so magnificent, so grand, that the preparation that is taking for you to actualize this experience is greater than you ever could have ever imagined. He said, now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ever ask or think, according to the power that works within you. Let go of the when and know that it's now. Live it now in your mind. So then when it happens, it won't be like, I can't believe this. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this is happening for me. Oh my. Because when you start having that mindset that you can't believe it, you won't have it for long. I believe Les Brown said that. He said that the money started coming in so much. He started coming in so fast and so much. And he started to think that, oh my goodness, this was too good to be true. And it became too good to be true. Allow life to prepare you. Yes, Bombshell. Absolutely. Because the SP is already there. You can't see them because you're looking for them. You're looking from a place of lack as opposed to a place of having it already. Specific person, a specific person. Because when you loving on yourself, you don't feel incomplete. You don't feel any lack. You know that you are filled up. You are fulfilled. And because you're fulfilled, you're going to draw that image to you. Les Brown. He's a motivational speaker. I believe he used to be married to Gladys Knight, I think. Les Brown. He was really big in I think the 90s, 2000s. I think he's coming back, but I remember him. I saw a video of him saying that on YouTube. We just have to learn how to enjoy that process. Right. Yep. Dream woman. Yep. That part. Life is an experience. We are here to experience life. Oh. So my ex said the same thing, and now she's oh. Well, there you go. That it was too good to be true. Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's why you want to be so embodying the version of you that has the thing. That's why you're told to seek ye first the kingdom and of God and all of his righteousness. Then all the things get added to you. You don't have to chase it, and you'll be ready to receive it. In layman terms, be the person that has the thing, and then the thing must appear. See, when you know that you're worthy of love, then somebody pouring love into you won't be strange. But it's when you think that you're not good enough, when you have insecurities and someone comes and shows you, then you question it, you're suspicious of it because you didn't deem yourself as worthy enough to have it. You really do get transformed by renewing your mind. You do have to remind yourself of who you are. That You are worthy of this. And you just have to, you have to do that. That's why sitting with yourself, talking to yourself, reminding yourself of that, yes, this is possible. I'm supposed to have this. This is who I am. I am worthy of this. You know, like, because what makes you different than another person? Yes, know your worth. You are worthy of all things good. You are worthy of it. Because it's not about earning. We've been taught we have to earn the blessing. We just have to be in a receptive mode. We just have to be in the place where we can receive the blessing. We're reminded that whatever you ask, believing, you shall receive. Whatever you ask for, believing, that's the only condition. That's the only condition, is to believe it. And I know many people don't like the word believe. They rather say no. To me, it's the same thing. But let's just say you got to know it. You got to know. You got to know that it's already yours. Because this is why it says believe. If I come bearing gifts, right? If I came in your house bearing gifts, and I said I had gifts to give you, in order for you to get the gift, what do you have to do? In order for you to get the gift I'm come bearing, what do you have to do? You have to accept it, right? You have to accept it. You have to accept it. That's all believe means. It means to accept it. To accept the thing as true. That's it. That's why the scripture says to believe. It means to know. To have faith in a thing. I had to put zero effort to come into this world, but I'm expected to put in effort to live in it. Right. Say that. Yes. That's it. Hello, Eden. So how to not compare yourself physically, and can you believe that you are the best partner physically? Yeah, that's that working on the self-concept, Eden. This is where you have to sit with yourself. When I say sit with yourself, you could be on the bus, you can be in a car, you can be in a shower, you could be bathing, you could be doing your hair, you can be getting dressed. How do you speak of yourself? How do you talk to yourself in those quiet moments, in those quiet times? That is when you should be reminding yourself that you are amazing just the way you are. Listen to that song by Bruno Mars. That song. 'Cause you're amazing just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing just the way you are. Oh, her eyes. Say, I believe great things about me, but are we supposed to be? And ain't no one compares to me mindset when it comes to SP and relationships. Supposed to be. I'm not going to say what a supposed to be is. But when it comes to relationships, it's about it's about your security with yourself. It's not about other people. So that's why other people is when you don't think you're enough, then you're trying to compare. If you think you're enough, is there a need to compare? Is when you don't think you're enough, then you start to compare. But when you know they're enough, there's no need to compare because you're enough. Yes, you are enough. 2021. I'm 40, encountering low effort men. How to think better when I've seen and experienced the opposite. Gotta change your mind. I get what you're saying. You are enough. Yes, because that's the mindset I had. I met my husband at 42. Where I met him when I was 41. Well, 40 going on 41. And we married in 40 when I was 42. And so I realized before I met him that I had like low self-esteem, lack self-confidence, insecurities. I thought that, all men were dogs. I thought men were like unemotional creatures. I thought that they didn't have feelings. I thought that they just did whatever they wanted to do whenever they felt like doing it. They could lie with ease. They were dishonest, unfaithful, uncommitted. And I realized that those were the type of men I was attracted into my experience. And so I was like, I'm the common denominator in all of these relationships. It's my mindset that I keep experiencing. I got to think differently about men. So I read a couple of books, and the books gave me clarity on what I really wanted and how I really want to transform my thinking. This is before I didn't know about the law of assumption. I didn't know anything about the law of attraction. This all happens before I come into that understanding. This is before I came into that understanding. So it gave me clarity of, like, I didn't want the game playing. I wanted to be, I know I'm honest, I'm straightforward. So straight up, no chasing, don't have time for games. And I was like, I'm a good woman. I know that I'm honest, I'm faithful, I'm committed in relationships. I deserve to have a good man. And so when I made that switch, when I said, because I'm a good woman, I deserve a good man, I met my husband. You're welcome, Eden. Hey, Gigi. Oh, thank you, cuz. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. No words regarding that, cuz. No words. Oh. Social, each individual is the common denominator. It's the role you give them. Yep. Oh, okay, buddy. But if you put in a request and then leave the live, the request goes away. So if you still want to come up, you got to request, but you got to stay in the chat, and then I can bring you up. But right now, I don't see a request from you. Yep. Okay. All right. See you later, cuz. Okay, definitely. Yep. Our relationships are really a relationship with ourselves. It's our assumptions about our relationships that we draw into our experience. And so my husband and I, we met online. It was this site called blackpeoplemeet.com. And when I met him, after I had changed my mindset, I went in with no expectation. I didn't go in like, oh, I'm about to get married. I'm looking for me a husband. I wasn't looking for to be married. I just wanted to experience having a good guy in my life. And it turned into marriage. Because I had already been married before. So that desire, the great desire to be married again wasn't there. I didn't have a great desire to be remarried. My desire was just to experience someone faithful, based on my new mindset, based on my new concept of myself. And so we went in and, we were what one another was looking for. So if I'm physically a girl and I find myself comparing to the other gender. Well, yeah, you don't have to compare yourself to anyone. You're enough. So there's no comparison. I stopped thinking that way about men. I changed it, saying men are sweet, faithful, yep, etc. Even if at first there's jerks that say, wow, really nice men, if 3D gets stubborn, yep. You got to maintain that mindset that, and you just got to come to realize that when you look at other relationships, even if it isn't a relationship you per se will want to entertain, let them have their relationship. They're okay with it or they wouldn't be in it. Regardless of what you think should or shouldn't be happening. Know that they are there for the reason that they are the ones that established it. And be okay with it. So I have to end things with someone I love because the timing is bad. You have to or you're choosing to, divine balance. Hello and welcome. And what do you mean the timing? There's only now. But if that's your choice, there's no wrongness in that. If you're choosing, to say that, this just isn't going to work out, that's okay. The thing about generalizations are that they're like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yep, tell 3D, bring me what I tell you. Absolutely. So I have to, it's not good for my mental health. He is not fully available. Oh, okay. So it's just about your concept of the relationship. That's what it's. So it's your concept of the relationship. So you have to ask yourself, how do you conceptualize relationships? Like, really. And understand that they're showing up based on how you conceptualize them. Your perspective about it. Hey, Janae. Good morning. How are you? Say how to get a call. Right. To say that you already received it. Know that you are in a great place with them. It's when you can not say how they should engage or reach out to you. Because what if they DM'd you or messaged you on your social media? What if it didn't come through a call or a text? What if it was through social media? What if you ran into them at the store, or maybe they, what if you seen them in some other way? What if the connection was in another way? What if it was an email? Don't be so hung up on how they should contact you. Just know that you're in communication with whomever you want to be in communication with. Yeah, even strangers connected in the mind. Well, what do you want to say about that, Twice X Star? Because when you say strangers connected in the mind, you know that all is mine and everyone in your world is there because of you. Yes, I'm amazing as well. Yes. Success story, did the $100 experiment and got over $200 in 1 week. Yeah. Wow. Yes. Wow. Hello, Soul Signature Traveling. Okay, T, can I chime in? Because Spirit just led me here. I was just thinking I want to get married. Well. You're already married and no one approaches you. So do you have preconceived notions of how you're going to meet your mate? Are you saying it should happen in a certain way? Like, do you go along and like, and it's no way that, you know, it's impossible. It's hard to find. It's hard to link up. Like, it's difficult in this time to date. Like, what are your thoughts about dating and meeting people and the courtship? Like, what do you really think about that? I mean, since we are all one consciousness, how it's interesting how we are all God. Right. And we communicate even with people we haven't met yet. Yes, because there's only one mind, right? There's only one consciousness. And like I said, those thoughts are in the ethers, right? And based on your concept, based on your awareness, is what you're going to be, what thoughts are going to be attracted to you, what you're going to pull into you based on your awareness. I saw me as a vessel full of love and then ask source for another one that matched my overflow. Yes, light bringer, yes. Exactly. That's it, Soul Signature. That's it. Okay, so now you just say, you know, the perfect person for me, you know, like I said earlier, I said I deserved a good man. And then not too many days hence, I met my now husband. Once I truly accepted that I had it. So however you're claiming your mate, say that within yourself and then let that be well with you. Be at peace with that. You don't have to look for him. He will find you, or she will find you, whatever your taste is, whatever your preference is. They will find you because you're going to attract them into your experience. And remember, you're going to attract who you are. You're going to attract your concept of you. You're going to attract your concept of relationships. But it's you're saying that no one's approaching you, is that you're thinking it should happen some type of way. You're questioning, you're operating from a place of not being in a relationship as opposed to being okay with who you are. See, it's our need for it that keeps it at bay. We can't be needing it. We have to be at peace with having it. So when I want a certain desire, let's say it came as a gift, but that gift had to have been a thought, right? Someone else's mind to give it to me. Well, actually, it was a thought in your mind, and they just came and fulfilled the role, right? The thought was in your mind, and then they fulfilled the thought that you had in your mind. This is your world. This is your reality. You're the producer. You're the author. You're the director as well as the editor. You're the author as well as the editor. You're the director. You're directing. And you're the star. You're the magnet attracting. Someone just was like, oh, Twice X Star wants this. Let me fulfill this role and bring it to her. Or bring it to them. We'll reflect that look. Yes. Hey, Monty J. Popping in on your break. Hello. Hey, 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 my manifestation, my mental peace and love. Yes. Tell the mother she always six. Keep claiming, persist, give thanks, know it's already done. That's it. Hey, is that Kayla? So we don't need to be on dating sites, right? I was on a dating site. That's how I met my husband, on a dating site. Operating from a place of practical magic. You're welcome. Yeah. We got to get out of that mindset: should, need, have to, supposed to. If you enjoy being on a dating website and you're not on there out of desperation, but you're on there having fun, you're enjoying meeting, and your intention is to, because you desire, to be in a committed relationship, anything you do should come from a place of joy, right? Because you simply want to do it. You're choosing to do it, and for no other reason than that. Hey, Phoenix Rising. That's it. And so if you're on the dating website and you're just like, well, let me create me a profile, right? And then you're going to get, different matches. And then from those matches, you can decide, who you're going to give, attention to. Because even if, no matter how the person comes to you, right? Whether you're on a dating website, whether you're at a party, whether you're at a club, whether you're at the gas station, whether you're at the grocery store, whether a friend knows a friend who knows a friend who knows a friend introduces you, regardless of that, you still have to make the choice to entertain them, right? We are the creators, right? However they come into your experience, you have to be open to them coming. So I read in the book that things feel more fulfilling when you choose to do it instead of forcing. Yep. Feeling forced. Yep. Right. You still have to get to know each other, right? You still have to be, you still have to be, be willing to exchange numbers, to have a conversation. So if you decide that online is a good way to get to know people, because that's the whole purpose, right? To get to know someone talk to them, have conversations. You go from online to on the phone, then maybe to a meeting, like however it plays out. So if you met them in a grocery store and they walked up to you and you found them interesting and they looked, they were your type, you're attractive or whatever, they were nice and kind, you exchanged numbers, then you're going to discover, is this someone I want to get to know? Like, you still know that the dating and the courtship still has to take place. Oh, you did too? Cuz I didn't know that. That's how me and Ken met. Ken and I met online. Hey, created by Fee. Right. So, I mean, how you meet someone, you still have to, talk to them and get to know them and be sure that you all align, There's still the unfoldment, the courtship, the dating process is still going to take place, right? Some people instantly know after 3 dates. Some people instantly know after a month. Some people say, I need to date them for 6 months. Some people say I need to date for 2 years. Some people say I need to date for 4 years. Everyone has their own, I know people, was dating somebody for 4 years, married, and it didn't last. And then some people was dating for 2 months, married, and they still together. I mean, like, oh, y'all talk for a year. Nice. So I think human connection is human connection regardless of how. Right, 11. Exactly. Hey, Jasmine the Goddess. I'm getting ready for a date right now with someone I met on Oh, nice. See? There you go. Have fun. Enjoy. That's amazing. Yes, have fun. Yes. Enjoy it. Just like when you're in this dating and in this courtship lane, you just don't put too much pressure on yourself and don't be in that desperate mindset, right? Like, don't go in looking for red flags, because if you're looking for them, you're going to find them. I'm telling you that now. If you go in looking for wrongness instead of going in to have a good time, to find someone, to find out, is a conversation easy? Can I be myself? Do I have to pretend to be something that I'm not? If that's what's happening, then you shouldn't have to change for anyone. The right person is going to love you exactly the way you are. You're not going to have to change anything because you're amazing. Thank you, 11. You speak it. Speak it. It's happening, 11. It's happening. It's happening. Hey, Siobhan. Right, see green flags, see rightness, that part. Go in expecting the best. Prepare for the best, right? See the ease and flow of it. See the courteousness of it. See the respectfulness of it. See the kindness. See the generosity, right? See the laughter, right? Just the way you are. They're going to love you just the way you are. That's how you know, right? When my husband and I, when we were going on our dates, he had me laughing all the time. I just thought he was like the funniest person. And he was saying, like, so the woman he dated before me, he was like, they were always would be correcting him and trying to tell him he needed to be different. And that's what he loved about us, about art, because I wasn't saying that he couldn't be himself. I couldn't say, Right. Now I'm not talking about the first wife created. I'm not creatively determined. I'm not talking about the first wife. I'm talking about a woman he dated prior to me, not was married to. The woman he dated prior to me. And she was always telling him he needs to not do this and not do this. And when we came together, we just knew we could just be ourselves. Hey, user 433. We just knew that we could just be ourselves, right? We didn't have to put on. And he, I used to always burp in front of him, and he would just think that was the most hilarious thing. He never judged me, and I was like, and I didn't even know. I would eat an apple and would find myself burping. Eating apples. I'm just like, why do I burp? And he was like, it's just normal. It's just normal. And he could be as silly and as goofy and as, and we were definitely made for one another. I do know that, because it is so easy. It is so easy. Like, we really accepted one another for who we are. We really, yes. See, if you're attracting the same kind of relationships that aren't serving, you gotta change. You gotta work on that mind. You gotta change you. You gotta be transformed. Which means you gotta let some things go. The work is mental, and you have to know that who you are is who you are attracting. You're attracting your beliefs. You are attracting your beliefs. That's all you're attracting. You're not attracting anything else than what you believe to be true. And so you want to start believing and accepting that you're worthy of kindness, gentleness, nurturing, love. That's who you are. You are that. And since you are that, you must see that. You must experience that. Like, my husband is a gentleman. I don't open doors. He pull out seats. He helps me with my coats. I get flowers unexpectedly, right? I don't drive. He gasses up my car. He washes my car. He's just like, man. Chivalry is not dead in my relationship. And what's funny, one of my sister-in-laws was like, she said, I need a Kenny. I forget how she put it, but because she was saying like we went to go see their sister, and he would open my door. He's always open my doors and opening the doors and everything. And she was like, man, I need the Kenny plan, cause what's going on? So you can forget something that new if you don't put down what's old. Yep. It feels so much better letting people lose. Yeah, love you rather you begging for them to choose. Yep. Say it's how you was raised, right? Yep. He told me that he always wanted to be like, his representation of a relationship was the Cosby Show. That's how he said he wanted a marriage that looked like that. Claire and Heathcliff Huxtable. That's what his desire was. He wanted that type. That's where he got his, what he was saying, how he saw a man treating a woman. Any man that came in our life was going to. Yes, yes. That's beautiful. Yes, yes. Say the woman in your lives did not play. All right. Now I'm saying to myself, I'm ready, Mary. Yep. It's already done. Yep. Yeah, and you can learn from me. You don't have to experience the hardship, the struggle of. That's what I had the first marriage. You don't have to experience the struggle of. You can experience the life, your dream marriage the first time around. Oh, the first time I wasn't in the right mindset. I was, my whole thing was just about getting married and not being and having a certain type of marriage. So after I had that experience, that gave me more clarity on what type of marriage I wanted and what I wanted it to look like. And so, I wasn't going to make like the same choice that I made the previous time. I noticed that, okay, after that marriage and then a couple of relationships after that marriage, that I was still kind of choosing the same type of person. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. This is a pattern, and I'm the one creating this pattern. I need to change the pattern. I need to change my mindset. I need to stop thinking so, negatively about men. I need to see men differently. I got to stop thinking that all men are dogs, that all men are unfaithful, that they're unemotional creatures. Like, that's how I thought of them, and that's how I experienced them in the beginning. And then I was like, hold up, that's not going to work anymore. I got to change the way I see men. And so that change in my mind, and it really was changing how I saw myself. That really was it. Once I changed how I saw myself, that's how my husband saw me, because how I saw me. I started seeing myself as deserving, that yes, I'm a good person. I'm faithful. I'm committed. I'm nurturing. I'm giving, because I talk about the things that my husband does for me. But yes, I do, I'm a stay-at-home wife. So yes, I do a lot of the cooking and the cleaning and the running the errands and, managing the our finances and everything, planning the trips and everything. And like I said, when I think of my husband, I build my husband up too. Like, he's doing the woodworking, and he realized he found this passion, this love through my encouragement, through me saying, oh, do you think you can make this? And when he does it, I'm like, man, that looks dynamic. That's awesome. You do beautiful work, man. All right, Kenny. Because I gave him the nickname Kenneth Winneth. He's always winning. That's what I call. I say, hey, Kenneth Winneth. That's my, It's just about how you compliment, encourage, uplift. You gotta pour in, and so you can be poured into. Like, you can only give what you have. So you want to give, you want to be loved, so you can give it freely. Say, how long did it take you to do that work of changing your thoughts about you and about So when I realized it, I realized it in 2011. That's when I realized it, because that's when I downloaded the book by Patty Stanger. She used to do this reality show called Millionaire Matchmaker. So I used to watch her. I used to watch her show all the time, and then I downloaded her book on Kindle. That was the first book I ever bought on Kindle in 2011. And then around 2012, Because at this time, I don't know anything about law of assumption, law of attraction. I don't know anything about that. I'm just recognizing that I was, doing some things. And then this is hindsight 2020. I'm going back looking like, oh yeah, I did do this. Oh, I did do that. Then I read Steve Harvey's book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, Think Like a Man, Act Like a Lady. However the name of the title is. That book, like I don't really remember Patty Stanger's book because I watched her book was kind of based off her reality TV show. So his book showed me that I didn't want the game playing. He was all about playing games, kind of having all these rules and all of these set boundaries and all that. I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't coming from a real true place. I'm not down with that. The only thing that the one thing I did take away from that too, not one thing, but another thing I took away from that, he talked about the 5 non-negotiables. So it was basically about having standards and not compromising on those standards. So from 2011, sometime in 2011 I met my husband in 2013. So yeah. I'm not going to say I was constantly thinking about it, but I was on the dating website for some time. And like I was saying, I wasn't really looking to get married, but I was noticing that even on the dating website, I was still, attracting men that was like, they were like cheating on their significant others, and they were on the app, and then you discover that they weren't serious about relations. I'm like, wait a minute, I keep attracting the same type of these dudes that not looking to be serious. So like, whoa, okay. And then just one day I had an epiphany, and I was like, I deserve to have a good man. And then after I had that epiphany and I realized that, not too many days after that, I met my husband. That only took maybe like a couple of weeks. But that's going to come with anything we want in this world, right? Whether it's relationship with a significant other, whether it's friendship, whether it's more money, whether it's our business, whatever it is we want to do in life, whether we want to travel more, we have to tell ourselves we deserve it. We deserve to have it. We're worthy of this thing we want. We have to be willing to say that to ourselves. I deserve to make this amount of money. I deserve for this amount of money to come into my experience. I deserve to have this. I deserve to have this. I'm worthy of this. Like, we have to be willing to say that to ourselves. I deserve to have a fit body. I deserve to have healing or wellness. We have to talk to ourselves in that way. Tell ourselves, yes, I deserve this. Yes, flowers. You definitely want someone you're attracted to. Because it's not, right? Because it's not about who else is attracted to them. It's as long as you're attracted to them, right? As Lonnie Love used to say, you don't want no tree monster. Yes. Yep, you deserve. Yep. Why can't you? This your world. You should get whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. Yes. If you want to get this, I didn't have to get specific. My only specific thing was that he was taller than me. That's it. That was it. My specifics was he's a good person and that he's taller than me. That was it. Because I knew it wasn't going to be somebody I wasn't attracted to. Of course I'm going to be attracted to them. What? Oh. Yeah, so however we can help one another realize our desires. They have to be taller than me. I'm not turning over you in heels and flats. I know, right, Lisa? But hey, I've seen where women dated men shorter than them, and they look good. It worked. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it in my family. I've seen it in friends. I've seen it in people I went to high school with. Some women do end up with men shorter than them, and it works. Yes, you can have whatever you want. It's like you're putting your order into infinite intelligence, divine mind, the wisdom of the ages. Tell yourself what you want and then allow infinite intelligence to bring it to you. Hello, Rollstock. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, I need taller. I know, right? Yup, the universal drive-through. Thank you. Because you can... Nope. Oh, you said you got grilled for going for looks. Well, hey, here's the thing. Oh, that's because you were so concerned about what other people thought. You were still looking for validation from others. Because who cares if you like somebody that's fine. As long as you okay with liking like you're not supposed to want somebody. The only thing is if you think that's all that there is, but that's something you're going to have to discover. You're going to have to discover is looks enough. If all you want is looks, and then you have to say, is looks enough? Is that all I want for someone to look good? If that's all, then who am I to tell you should want more than that? If looks is all that's required, then looks is all that's required. This your story. It's your world. Do you, boo? You can say no if an ugly person asks you to marry him. Right. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Absolutely. I see that in me. I let my know that even dynamite can come in small packages. I know, right? Yes. Say, are they emotionally available, single, kind, loving, compassionate, spiritual, etc.? Get specific. Say, when Gorilla said she like tall and brown with a little bit of ugly, I skipped the part of the song. Oh, I never heard that song, but I feel you, Lisa. I feel you. Say, say not a little bit ugly here. No. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Like I said, as long as you're attracted to him, what difference does what anyone else makes? What difference? It doesn't matter. This your world. This your reality. We gotta just have to train ourselves to stop looking from without and seeking validation from the outside. We get to decide what that means. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, your wife, she's a bit taller than you. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, like I said, I've had cousins, friends. Hey, yeah, it's cool. Like attracts like. Like attracts like. What do you mean opposites attract? Opposite in what? Because you're talking about the outside, the container. Like energy attracts like energy. Please the soul and not the representative. Oh. You attract who you are, always. Whether they be people, places, things, and ideas, you always attract who you are. Your partner tells you who you are. So if you don't like your partner, you really don't like you. Because they're showing you who you are. If all you can do is nitpick, put them down, complain, nag, why you marry somebody? Why you marry somebody when you don't like yourself? Why you getting with people and you don't even like you? You getting with people and you don't like you and you expect them to like you. Hey, D Rich. Yes, partners are mirrors. Everyone in your world is a mirror though, right? The rude waitress is you. The driver cutting you off on the expressway is you. The mean boss is you. Everyone is you pushed out. Yes, your partner's a reflection of you. I was in an argument with my cousin and she denied that she was the way she treated me. Exactly, because I see why she denied the way she treated you, because she wasn't treating you no way. You were treating yourself that way. Yep, like energy finds like energy. Yep. Your cousin was right. She didn't treat you no way. You perceived it a certain way. And so now you just have to say, how do I want to perceive my world? Artistic color said, it's strange how this topic always resonates, but my mind doesn't get it. Your mind like, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. You telling me that I'm the cause? Nope. Do not compute. Do not compute. Do not compute. Your mind ain't ready for that. Your mind ain't ready to accept accountability. Like, hold up. I'm not responsible for that ninja over there. I'm not responsible for that. How that ninja treating me. That ninja treating me because they're mean and they're mad and they're low vibrational. They got the problem, not me. It's a them problem, not a me problem. But I always say this, artistic, holistic. Have you ever been in a situation? Have you ever had friends, family members, right? You real cool with a family member, but you have other family members that don't like that person. But it's the same person. Or a boss. Or a friend. Or, when you were in high school, you know, somebody would come to you, like say you on the job and somebody would come tell you, yeah, Mr. So-and-so, he's so rude and he just so mean. And then you're like, well, what are you talking about? I've never had that experience. They always been cool with me. They always treated me with respect. I don't know. They this, they that. So that's how you, because it's not the person that is not the other person, is not that person that they're seeing. They're actually seeing themselves played out in the person. Because how could the one person have all of these different relationships with all these different people when it's the same person? Because it's not that person. It's each person's individualized perspective of that person. Because we don't see people, we see our concepts of them. Right? We don't see people, we see our concepts of them. We see our assumptions. We never see people. We only see our assumptions. The way people treat you is a reflection of them. The way you respond is a reflection of you. But what you mean the way they treat you? Because the way they treat you is how you're perceiving it. OMG, yes. When I was working at the airport, the other coworkers hated the manager. I had no issues. I actually liked them. Yep. I'm finna gaslight my whole life. He was always supportive of me and pushing me to go further. See? But nobody else, see? There you go. Hey, Joe. Say what my sister does. Saying I know it's not me. Oh, you funny. You're not ready to accept that. You're not ready to accept that one. But she could be getting along with you and nobody else. Like Lisa just said, the boss she had, nobody else got along with them but her. He supported her and pushed her forward and wanted to see her do great when everybody else around her complained about her. You could actually have a different experience with your sister if you decided to see her differently. But you have to decide to see her differently. And then you will have a different experience. That's how, cause we was able to change Ken's experience with his first wife. That's how we were able to change it. We changed that relationship. That relationship is totally different because he decided to see her differently. So I know that it works. I know that it works. The only reason why I failed because you gave up on it. You didn't want to see her differently. You let her, the state, dictate and not the being within, right? You said you gotta fulfill the soul and not the representative. She's representing someone that's difficult when actually she's not. I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, I'm not saying you got to become, best friends, but you can be cordial. For the day of the interview, we laughed more than anything. It was a calm vibe. Yes. Oh, thank you, Joe. Hey, Cynthia. Say when you're able to see how they're showing up and understand their story, it makes room for compassion and grace. Right? Because like Janae, right? Everyone has a story. Everyone has a past. Everyone has something that has formed their perspective in life. This goes back to the scripture that says, to them that are pure, all things are pure. it really doesn't matter what you've experienced, should be how I'm going to perceive you. That should not have any that to me, that's making it conditional. Now I'm conditioning, well, they had a hard bringing up, so let me be a little bit more nicer to them. Or they had an easy way of growing up, they don't deserve as much grace. How I treat you has nothing to do with you. How I treat you has everything to have to do with me. How I treat you is based on me, not you. I love you because I love me. And if I don't love me, it will be incapable of me loving you. That the contrast of attributes aligned with our creative purpose individually, introvert and extrovert. Who's the introvert and who's the extrovert? Right. Yep, without who we are, yep. But introvert, extrovert, light bringer, that's just a judgment, right? You're saying that one of you is introverted and you're saying that the other one is extroverted. How, and you've decided that there's a difference there. Because someone is more quiet in a situation and someone is more outgoing in a situation. So I don't understand how I made my family talk bad about me if I didn't have a thought. Labels and limits that are out there are the ones we believe to. Yep, that's it. So the 4 steps, Lyra, is decide what you want. Pray, which is giving thanks for already receiving it. Step 3, believe it, remain faithful to it. You must know it. And then 4, do nothing to make it so because it's already so. Be still and know. Decide, pray, believe, receive. Decide, pray, believe, receive. Say, I'm not a welcome mat. And when I decided that they can't treat me like that. Right. Well, we're the creators of our own reality. Through repetition and focus, Lyra. Through repetition, focus, giving your attention to your desired outcome. That's how you have to remain persistent, knowing that you already have that which you desire. Hi, Taquasia. It feels so good to be in the reality of your desire. I can feel the shift when I focus on it. Oh, yes. They were saying horrible things based on assumptions. I couldn't believe it. How did I manifest it? Okay, so regarding Cynthia, your family talking bad about you. Did you hear them talking about you, and who decided that it was bad? You're welcome, Lyra. Oh, yes, 20K. All right. 20K all day. Okay, so you didn't actually hear it. So this isn't firsthand knowledge. And have you ever experienced this with your family before? Like and here's the thing, Cynthia. Have you ever said something about someone that you would take back, or ever said something about someone that you wouldn't want said about you? Be honest. Have you ever gossiped and talked about someone? Like ever? Because I'm sure you have. We all have. We all have gossiped. We have all talked about somebody's business, something that someone else did, and we, judged it, condemned it, added our little sauce to it. We've all done it. We've all been guilty of it. Just normally we hope it doesn't get back to the other person what was said. Say, only my sister I have, but not them. We all grew up together. They started falling up. Okay, but it doesn't matter who it was specifically. You've done it, right? You've done it. Whether it was family, friends, co-workers, exes. And say, taught not to gossip. So I just had to be if they would treat me good and they would assume. The thing is, we can't be surprised when people talk about us when we talk about other people. That's the only point I'm making. When we plant that seed of gossip, regardless of who it is we're talking about, regardless if it's, a co-worker, a friend, a family member, a stranger, whenever we're talking about someone in a way that we wouldn't want it said of us if the tables were turned or if we were in their shoes, then we cannot be surprised when others have an opinion about the decisions we make in our life. Right. Treat people how you want to be treated. Right. Because, Cynthia, why are you giving energy to something that isn't true? A lot of times we don't remember when we plant seeds. We don't remember our own harvest. So you've never thought that someone's life, something they did that they didn't reserve their just desserts. Like you've never thought that. You never thought that that's what they get. They shouldn't have did this, that, and the other. That's what they get for doing that. They shouldn't have never done that. If they have never done that, then that would have never happened. They should have thought better of it. They should have made better decisions. You never thought that way? Like you've never thought that way. Well, I'm not concerned about what others are telling you. That's not the concern. That's not the concern. Because you want to understand the cause. And you're telling me about the seeds that were planted. So that's the cause. You're actually giving the cause when you say, well, my boyfriends said it. They planted the seed of doubt in you. Your sister told you. That's another seed planted. And it's just playing itself out. But here's the thing. Like Janae said earlier, I don't know if she's still here. It's not what happens. It's your response to it. Hey, I'm just a girl. It's your response to it. Like, why are you so upset about something that isn't true? Why do you care so much about what the cousins say if it isn't true? Especially, you didn't even hear it. They didn't even say it to you. You're hearing something from secondhand information. Like, you should really be like, oh, they don't even know what they're talking about, but that's cool. They can think what they want to think. I don't really care what they think. It doesn't matter to me. Like, they don't decide, what's going on over here. Like, that could be your response. But you're so concerned as to why it happened and how it happened, and how about just change what happened? How about revise it? How about you don't care about what other people think of you, because what other people think of you is none of your business. I mean, it's your world, it's your reality. I mean, if you want to be upset about what others think, it's clearly your right to do so. But I would say that, this is where forgiveness and repentance is in order. This is where grace should be extended. Well, not has to or should be. You can choose to, because it will free you. But you don't have to. But if you want to be freed, if you want to, feel good and not let them live rent-free up in your mind, I would say let it go. Because you letting them live rent-free all up in your mind. They came in and took up space in your world, free of charge. You need to give them the eviction notice and say you don't get to live here for free. I don't care what you think of me. But that validation always rears its ugly head when you're looking for outside, when you care about what other people think. It will come forth. It will spring forth itself into your world. Yep, fake isn't real, so why worry about what's not real? Yep, that's it. And the thing is, it's all in your mind, Cynthia. It's all in your mind. You're the one thinking this way. So you're the one creating it. You're the one having a reaction to it. It's your response that's creating this experience. Because if you didn't have a response to it, you wouldn't even be feeling this way. So the real question is, well, I already asked that question and you gave the answer. You still made it on the outside, because I did ask you, why are you bothered by it? And you said you were bothered by it because you care about what they think. And so until you can let go of what they think, you'll always continue to be bothered by it, because you'll continue to see life through their eyes as opposed to seeing life through your own eyes. Thank you. So our biggest ongoing argument is who loves who the most. Has been my most harmonious benefit. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That should be the only argument. Who loving on who the most? Who zooming who? Who loving who the most? That is amazing. That's what it should be. That's how it should be. Who loving who the most? That's beautiful. But yeah, when we can get to the place that what others think about us is really none of our business, when we can just, choose to think on the lovely, think on the pure, think on the noble, think on what is virtuous, think on what is honest, think on what is true, think on, if there be anything of good report or any praise, think on these things. Philippians 4:8. This is what we should be thinking about. Not thinking about things that don't elevate us, things that don't edify us, things that don't bring about the thing we want to be experiencing. Yep, yep. Because it doesn't matter what other people think. You cannot identify with it. It's when you care is when it starts to cause you the difficulties in life. Why are you identifying with that which is not true? You're making it true by identifying with it. Don't make it true if you don't identify with it. It should roll off your back like water on a duck's back, right? It should roll off for you. But I know we have to get to that place of not needing others to validate us or to always have something, or to, because once you can let go of that, you'll start to only hear the good. You'll filter out where you'll only start to hear people congratulating you, uplifting you, supporting you, encouraging you, inspiring you. You'll filter out the noise of quote unquote negativity because you've decided to think this way. You decided to be like the three monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Yeah, I get it, Cynthia. I get it. But this is the growing process. This is the growing process. You're growing, you're expanding. And so now the things that, you're still looking for validation outside of yourself. And so now you're going through the process of learning to go within, and everything that you were looking on the outside, you're going to find you have to search from within. They will show up for you when you show up for you. Right now, you're saying that they did this to me, and that isn't what this teaching is. This teaching isn't about placing blame and pointing fingers and saying what they did. It's about taking full accountability that it's my thoughts about it that created it. And so I just need to think differently. And that's it. to show grace, to have understanding. Because how about be like, maybe their, their lives are in turmoil, and maybe they're, going through some things that they're not telling anyone about. So it can be a deflection. How about giving them the benefit of the doubt and saying, you know what? Maybe they just wanted a reaction out of me. They just tried to get, they just wanted to see, if they could, push a button. But again, there is no they. There is no they, Cynthia. There is no they. They're all you. They're reflecting you to you. You're having difficulty with accepting who you are. So are your family. You're having difficulty what's going on within your world. And so they're your mirror. They're showing you, yes, Cynthia is having issue with this. Cynthia's finding difficulty with this. So we're going to mirror back to her the things she's having difficulty with. That's it. The people in your world are there because of you. They're not there by accident. This information didn't find you by accident. It found you because you drew it in. You're the magnet. It had to make an appearance. It had to show up. Because you're having certain thoughts. You're feeling vulnerable. You're feeling like, life is doing something to you, as opposed to life is happening because of you. Well, here you go. Well, there you go, Cynthia. That's the cause. You think your sister has issues. There lies it. There it is. There it is. Whoop. There it is. You think your sister has issues. So what else is she going to show you? Other than her, she has to come and confirm to you that she has issues. Because that's what you think of her. You think of her that way, so she has to play that role. You wrote the script. My sister has issues. I'm her target. Sister says, oh, that's what Cynthia thinks of me? Let me go play this part for her. Girl, let me tell you what the family said about you. The family said this, that, and the other about you. They don't like you. They think you stood, they said this, they said that. Let me tell you. Yep. She played the role. You got to rewrite the script. All right. Talk to you later. Have a great day. We got to be willing to take full accountability for it all. We don't want to take full accountability for it all. We want to take only accountability for some things and not for all things. We like to take accountability when everything is going well, but when it's going the opposite in the way we don't want it to go, we say, oh, nope, it's their fault. Nope, it's their fault. Nope, they're the reason. When things are going well, we'll pump our chest out. We'll be like, yes, I manifested that. I did that. I'm responsible for it. All give me my flowers, pat me on my back, give me my crown. I did that. Soon as something happens that we don't like, that we find unfavorable, how did this happen? I didn't do that. What took place? Oh my gosh, they're doing this to me. They're saying this about me. They're just... No, if the good stuff was you, so was the unwanted stuff. You got to be willing to take responsibility for it all. It's your world. You got to do what's best for you. All I know is you can't run away from you. You can't block you. You can distance yourself from you, but if you feel like that's going to help you along this journey, you got to do what's best for you. This your story. All I know, if you keep encountering the same thing, you got to know you're the common denominator. So eventually you're going to have to transform your thinking. Right. That's why I said you have to do what's best for you. Yep. And then you'll know if the change has taken place once you go back out into the world. Because it's easy to be all peace, light, and love while you're sitting in the house by yourself. Let's see the peace, light, and love when you go out into the world and you got to now deal with the world. Peace, light, and love, real easy to do in the walls of your own home. But you know if a true change has occurred when you can go out into the world and the world is doing what it's do and you're not affected by it. So you can say, oh, hey Denise, hi, how are you? Hey, chocolate covered soul. You don't have to go looking. It finds you. And you know if you transformed based off your reaction, based on your responses. You went into the state of, why they doing that to me? Instead of, why did I do this to me? You're saying they did it to you. They're your mirror. They're showing you you. You know you've changed when your sister can bring you something back and you be like, oh, they don't even know what they're talking about. It's all good. Let them have that. When it doesn't bother you, that's how you know you've changed. When someone can come tell you something that's unfavorable and you don't have a reaction and you could care less what they think, that's how you know you've changed. So in high school, my global teacher used to always say, I'm just the mirror reflecting you. Never gave it much thought then, right? Yep. Your world is your mirror. Your world. When we say your world, that means everybody in your world. It doesn't just mean the good stuff. It means the unwanted. It means the unfavorable. It means everything. It means it all. They're your mirror. You can't say that it's the mirror is wonderful, you know, that it's the mirror when it's the wonderful things, and then it's everybody else's fault when it's not when it's the things you don't want to see. How would you know what to change? How would you know what to change? How would you know where you are in this expansion, in this experience, unless the world showed you who you were? See, because they'll stop coming back to you. You won't hear this when you stop reacting to it. This is how it goes. The world doesn't change until you do. Say that again. The world does not change until you do. So your cousins aren't going to change until you do. Your sister isn't going to change until you do. Once you decide to change within and operate in forgiveness and love and grace and understanding and harmony with self, with yourself, they're going to reflect that back to you. The world always confirms the change you've made within you. This isn't about changing other people. It's about changing you. And if you're going to get upset every time you hear some unkind word said about you, guess what you're telling the universe? Guess what you're telling your world? More of that, please. More of that, please. More of that, please. Every time every time, more of that, more of that. As soon as you stop giving your attention to it, what happens? It dissipates. It dies off. But every time you give your attention to it, you're giving it life. You're resurrecting it. Now it's a thing in your reality. Now it's a problem. Their words, the way they move, and the way they act. Yep. But had you just not given it your attention, had you not given it life through your reaction, it would have just been a nothing burger. It would have been a nothing burger. It would have been a nothing burger. But your attention to it made it a something burger. Gave it life, gave it its reality. Yep, don't give it attention. Hey, Hazo. But yeah, what time is it? Oh, wow, I've been on here for a minute. All right, guys, I'm about to jump up off of here. Thank you guys for joining me. It has been nice. It's been a wonderful thing. I've been over 3.5 hours. Woo! Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. I gotta go curl my hair. Gotta go put my dancing shoes on. My cousin turning 50. He turned 50 on the 17th, but he having this party tonight. So, gotta get ready to go party. Yep, ignore it. Yep. Change it. Transform it. Okay, you're welcome. Yep. Thank you, guys. All right. Have a great weekend. Enjoy this beautiful Saturday. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.